Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your host Ben from I'm Just a Fan, and today we're going to be previewing the Euros and the semifinals and kind of just getting into that and what I think is going to happen. And just for your guys' information, I am still a casual when it comes to international soccer, so cut me some slack a little bit. I know the players. I just don't know as many things about the coaches and the tactics. But I have a basic idea because I've been keeping up, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out before the first game tomorrow. So the first game is tomorrow at 3 p.m. in my time. Not sure for you guys. I'm in America, so we'll see. But Spain is taking on France, and this game's got a lot of mixed bags, or it's quite a mixed bag. I don't really even know where to start. I mean, Spain has looked exceptional. I've really liked their attack, and I've liked how they've been a little bit more free flowing with their play compared to some of the bigger countries such as England or France. But I felt like their play from Lamar, he's been really good. I think Nico Williams has also been very good. He's been a pleasure to just kind of watch in general. I don't really watch a ton of La Liga, so he's been someone I've been kind of getting familiar with, but I can see that the kid has talent. And I thought that in general, Spain, like I said, I just feel like they've played a little bit better than France has so far. Just offensively, like they've been, they've actually showed the ability to score, and they've been kind of making their way of some of these teams that they've played. I forget who it was a little bit earlier, but they spanked them. I think it was like 4-1. I forget which team it was. That was in, I think, the round 16. But they were just doing their thing. They've been playing really good. And I personally think that they have the edge up on France. Now, I will say I am from Spanish descent, so I am pulling for Spain. I won't lie, but I don't think that's really going to influence my decision here. And I've really been trying to toss it up because part of me also wants to lean France. I don't know their manager's name, but I know he plays a very defensive style of soccer, and you can obviously see that. I mean, they haven't even conceded a goal yet this tournament. I'm pretty sure, or I'm not fully sure. I take that with a grain of salt. But they have been very good defensively. They completely shut down Portugal's attack last game. Now, partly that was due to Portugal's manager not taking off Ronaldo and was making some interesting subs. But still, France has been playing really good defensively. But they haven't shown me that they can score. Yes, they've scored their own goals, but an actual goal that one of their members of the team, they haven't done that yet. So I'm still a little concerned about that. Mbappe hasn't looked great. I know he's playing through the injury with his face, but I would like to see him kind of step up a little bit more. Dembele showed a little bit on the wing. I feel like he was really one of the only creators for France in that game against Portugal, but we'll see who steps up. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. And shout out to William Saliba, showing the world again that this guy is one of the best center backs, if not the best center back in the world right now. I just had to shout out my Arsenal guy right there, but I'm going to go, at least going into the final. I'm gonna take Spain. I don't know if I can give a I don't know if I'm gonna give a score prediction, but I could see it being 1-1 and then Spain winning on penalties, just because I was like, oh, would Spain get 2 goals? But I think it's a little much, just trying to respect France's defense. But I think Spain is going to go through. I just think they're the better team, and they've been better attacking, in my opinion, and that's what's going to push you to get a victory. I like France's defense, but where's the scoring? It's just been non-existent. So I'm going to take Spain. I feel like they have a tad more momentum going into this game. So the next game on Wednesday is England versus Netherlands. Now, again, I'm a casual, so I won't lie. I haven't watched a ton of Netherlands. I watched a little bit of the game 2 rounds ago, and then I did watch their game against Turkey. Felt like they had an interesting game plan kind of going into that game against Turkey, but all of a sudden something flipped. Turkey responded first, but then the Netherlands, they eventually responded, and then they responded again. Gakpo looking like a complete threat in the international game. I'm not sure where this was at Liverpool. I feel like it was kind of lacking last season, but he's showing that he's still got it. And I think he's going to be a threat for England to watch out for. Walker hasn't looked as good these last couple games, but they still have a great amount of talent in that team at the same time, so we'll see. This game, though, I would say, I'm trying not to be biased, but I think I am going to lean towards England. As much as they have been somewhat of a shit show tactically, I do feel like Gareth Southgate's last tactical change where he started playing three from the back was a little bit more, there's just a little bit more creativity and offensive flow. It still wasn't a ton, but there was a little bit better. I feel like it was looking a little bit better at least. And I don't know. I am scared that his tactics are going to hold him back at some point, because the only reason England have really been winning these games has been off of individual talent. The Bellingham goal, the Kane goal, Saka hitting that banger to tie the game up. But again, also shout out to England for getting all those penalties done, because that really showed that those guys all wanted it in the moment. The other X factor for this game is Kane going to be dropped? I don't think he's going to be dropped, just because it sounds like, from what everyone says that is knowledgeable about the English national team, Southgate is really buddy-buddy with these guys, which I can understand from a player-coach perspective, but at the same time, tactically, it just might not be the best idea. And Southgate's going to have to make a huge decision, because you have Ollie Watkins on the bench, you have Cole Palmer on the bench, you have Ivan Toney on the bench. Not Ollie Watkins, but Palmer and Toney, when given the limited minutes in this tournament, have contributed. And yes, I know Kane scored that winner two rounds ago, but at the same time, I just don't know if he's really good enough. He just looks slow. I even saw that they actually, Southgate actually had him as part of their defensive, their defensive game plan. Apparently he had him running a little bit of center back against the Swiss last game, which I thought was interesting. But again, it's okay, Harry Kane's playing center back. Like, where's the attack, So I just think this is a huge decision for Southgate, because even if he does start Kane, let's say he starts Kane, I feel like you have to be on a very, very looser leash. Yes, you have to see how the game goes, of course. But let's say we're 60 minutes in, it's 0-0. I'm pulling Kane. I'm probably going to pull him. I'm probably putting on Toney, or I'm probably putting on Palmer or Watkins. I just don't want to go down on Harry Kane not, being a factor, and him kind of ghosting, because he just doesn't look fit. I know he's been dealing with some injury the last couple months, and especially, I forget who knocked him down in that last game, but when he fell over and had to step out of the game because he didn't even take penalties, it was almost like, wow, this guy is just, something's off. I mean, he didn't go in to take penalties for a reason. So I'm going to go with England, though, just because I feel like they're almost on this, it's almost insane, but it's almost a comically insane run. Like, the tactics obviously are not as good as people want them to be, but there's so much talent that it keeps bailing them out. And, we're one game away from the final at this point, so it's almost like, let's just ride it out and let's just try to get there. And I think England's going to get there just with the talent. I'm expecting Saka to have another big game. I want to see if Foden can kind of step up a little bit as well. I feel like he just hasn't been as existent as you've wanted him to be. And we'll see how this goes. I think, again, England is going to defend well, but the only thing I really am worried about when it comes to the Netherlands attack is really just Gakpo, because he's very quick and he really made an impact last game. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm gonna go England, and then going into the final, I'll make a video on that. But going into the final, my predictions, I have it being England versus Spain, and I think that would be a really good game. So we'll see how these next two games go, but I've been enjoying it as a casual. I'm definitely going to be tuning into international tournaments for now on, just because it's been super fun to watch. It's a completely different game from the Premier League, a lot less of the tactics. And one more thing I wanted to say, just that I've noticed about the international game compared to the Prem, is a lot of these managers are afraid to take guys off. Again, the Portugal manager, Southgate, I feel like they're just kind of catering to the players just a little bit too much, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. So overall, those have been my observations and my thoughts. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you have France advancing? Do you have Spain advancing? Netherlands advancing? England advancing? Like, you got a lot of options to pick from, but let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like it up. If you enjoy this type of content, subscribe. I'm going to continue to make sports content, whether it's NFL, soccer, or football, all levels of that, the NBA, MLB, maybe a little NHL in there. But if you're into this type of content, subscribe. And if you watched this far into the video, I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, guys.